Engines fire up. OKN Junior qualifying heat 2 gets underway. Let's take you through the starting lineup. Toby Gale and Marcus Shilkunas on the front row with Caden Higgins and James Nasiadis on row number 2. Zainal Homasani and Nikita Gedesmets on row 3 with Connor Clancy and Luna Flusha on row 4. Dina Islamov and Angelina Simmons-Torres round out the top 10 from Sarah Matsui and Jeremy Montgomery-Swan. Arthur Dudonka and Max Murray from Zachariah Dole and Maria Nadeli on row number 8. Augustus Toniolo and Raquel Zeres Faradin on row 9 from Alexander Dahlstrom and Dan Delakian rounding out the top 20 from Egon Potterotti, Ella Hakkanen, Katrina E and Karine Kaur at the back of the grid in row number 12. 24 drivers in this one all the way throughout. One driver again not crossing the timing beam, that is Alexander Dahlstrom. Now we did see earlier on that he did not start the first qualifying heat today. It looks to be like he was not out in this one either, so we do hope that Alexander is okay and we see him back out on track very, very soon. Drivers then finish their warm-up lap and they get ready to go racing. They will start their formation lap now and they will get into their starting positions. Now we saw in the first qualifying heat earlier on, Caden Higgins, who wasn't quite in formation earlier on. Now I'm going to look at my time screens and well, he did have a front fairing penalty and as well, so he did come away with actually about 10 seconds worth of time penalties, did Caden Higgins. So not the first race he would have wanted, so hopefully, fingers crossed for him, a better run here. The driver who finished second in the final yesterday, he was super, super happy with that result as well. Big smiles on his face on the podium, understandably. But just curious to see what he can do today. He is fighting with Connor Clancy, but Connor Clancy did not have, again, a good result earlier on as well. He could best 7th place after starting 7th place, so he didn't gain or lose anything, but crucially, he didn't gain anything, so he needs to make sure he has some good qualifying heats today so he can match his first place finish in the final yesterday. Here we go then, into the tram lines. Lights go green. We're off and racing down towards turn number 1. Good start from Gale. Again, holding on to the lead of this one. And it's a good start from Caden Higgins as well. He's there in second place. He's managed to get the jump on the second place man, Marcus Shilkunas. Shilkunas is down into, I think, 4th place. He's now battling for 3rd. He's back up into 3rd. He's got past Zainal Homasani, who's there in 4th place. Big oversteer moment there for Gale as he dives through the chicane. And that is not gone well at all. That is the 125 further down the field. And that is Arthur Dudonka, unfortunately. And he is trying to get it restarted. It's an uphill battle. It's not going to go. And unfortunately for him, he is out of this race. Not what you want to see at all, because Dudonka was doing so well yesterday in his qualifying heats and as well in the final. But for him now in this qualifying heat too, his race is done. So big, big shame there for Arthur Dudonka. But the race continues, lap 1 finishes, and Gale leads the way from Caden Higgins, Marcus Shilkunas from Connor Clancy, Zainal Homasani from James Nasiadis, who he's under pressure from here, and the same from Luna Flusha. They are closely behind. Then there's this battle here. Dina Islamov and Nikita Gedesmets, who are in 8th and 9th place. Sarah Matsui rounds out the top 10, and Gedesmets looks to the inside there of Islamov. And looks to me like that move was done. And the same from Luna Flusha, battling with James Nasiadis. It looks like that move's been done as well. But Gale leads the way. Still, this is the best start that we've seen from Toby Gale so far this weekend. He has been starting on pole for the entirety of it. As Shilkunas starts to the inside of Caden Higgins through turn 12. Nice move there. And I don't think Caden Higgins was ready for that one. It just came from absolutely nowhere. And instantly, Shilkunas just says to Higgins, right, let's go, let's keep going again. But through the twisty section there, I've got to say, Marcus Shilkunas' kart looks absolutely on rails. That kart has been set up beautifully for these sessions. Tyres working well as well. And Connor Clancy there in P4 now. So Clancy had a much better start this time around than he did in qualifying heat 1. And there he is in P4, and he's battled his way through the field. Zainal Homasani still there in P5 as well. Still in his original starting position in this race. But as you can imagine, these drivers pushing hard in this one, and Clancy's really digging deep here now, right in that slipstream. Is he going to go to the inside here at 10? No, thinks against it. Is Higgins going to be under pressure here in towards turn 12? He might be. No. Connor Clancy thinks against it and stays behind on this lap. He's going to stick in that slipstream, potentially work with Higgins here to try and get to the back of Marcus Shilkunas, who is still looking very, very strong here now. Back onto the start-finish straight they go. We go on to lap number 4, 3 laps completed, and no changes still for the top 3, but Higgins looking much, much quicker now through this section as he latches onto the back of Marcus Shilkunas. Shilkunas has not been able to get to the back of Toby Gale. Gale still breaking away now. He's got about a half-second lead as Zainal Homasani sets the fastest lap of the race at the back of this 5-kart battle. And here goes Clancy to the inside through turn number 8, the hairpin. Downhill in the braking zone, and Connor Clancy now up into 3rd place. Higgins not able to respond, and now here comes Zainal Homasani. There is the broken down kart there of Artur Vidonka, still stricken at the side of the circuit. And oh, big moment there, sideways under braking. Zainal Homasani trying to go for the move. The gap was there, but it closed quickly. And Connor Clancy just denying the chance there for Zainal Homasani. Now with that, Luna Flusha has closed up now to El Homasani, so he checks over the shoulder, and now he's got that battle to deal with now. Clancy over the rear bumper of Higgins, both of them dropping back here from Shilkunas and Gale, but Connor Clancy here is looking quick and is looking for a move. Nothing through into 7. Shilkunas with the fastest lap as well. He's closing in on Gale now. Here we go in towards 8. Clancy to the inside. And carbon copy of what he did earlier on, and now again all good. Green flag's out, which means there's a yellow flag somewhere on circuit. Now we'll see who drops down the order, and it is the 123 of Angelina Simmons-Torres who is out of the race. Big shame, because she was running in 15th place, and another cut that's gone off. That is Max Murray in the 119, and were they running together out on circuit? They were running together out on circuit. Max Murray and Angelina Simmons-Torres, they were 15th and 16th out on track, so something tells me that they tried to go for the same move at the same time, and it didn't go well. Meanwhile, at the front, Marcus Shilkunas is closing in. There is Angelina Simmons-Torres, unfortunately out of the race. Fastest lap going to James Ignatiadis now, 55.7. As Flusha dives to the inside, as well as Zainal Homasani, both on Ignatiadis, who's been trying to get through. But the battle for the lead now is starting to heat up. Toby Gale, that lead he had, has dissipated. And Shilkunas is on that rear bumper now as they go through 13, 14 and 15 in towards turn 16 and 17. No change here, but the slipstream down the 165-meter start-finish straight could kick in here, but it's not going to be enough. And Shilkunas stays there in 2nd place. Flusha's now up into 4th place, leading that pack, and is chasing after Connor Clancy, who's in a bit of a no-man's land at the moment and is just working hard to see if we can try and close in on these two drivers. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and he actually set another fastest lap of the race on that last lap, 55.639. He is closing in, but the gap's about a second between himself and these two for Clancy, so he's got some work ahead of him here. But Shilkunas again in that tow. Through 10 they go, into 11. No look to the inside here through 12. Gale closes the door. Usually doesn't go defensive though, doesn't waste any time. Doesn't allow Clancy to close in. And I suspect that gap has closed in. Visually, it looks like it's less than a second now. Let's see what it is across the line. It was 1.2. It is now 1.1, so it has closed in, but only by a 10th. There's not much time left in this race. And for Toby Gale, he might have this one in the bag here, because Shilkunas has just dropped off a little bit, and Max Murray sees a warning flag after that incident with Angelina Simmons-Torres. So both of them out of the race, unfortunately, but a warning flag going to Max Murray. James Ignatiadis again, fastest lap of the race, takes it back in 6th place. Closing in on Zainal Homasani. But eyes fixated on this lead battle, because Clancy again closing in, and down the inside goes Shilkunas. And that is a beautiful move there in towards turn number 12. And Marcus Shilkunas now leads the way as they will see the last lap board, but instantly Toby Gale fights back. This is good stuff from Gale, not losing out, and now Connor Clancy has closed back in. We go on to the final lap of this race, and it is a 3-kart battle. Gale, Shilkunas and Clancy now fighting for the lead of this one, but who will take it? In towards turn 3 they go. No changes here, no changes through 4. They'll go into the chicane of turn number 5, but watch out as they go in towards turn number 7. We've seen moves here, and we're going to see some more moves. Shilkunis down the inside, Marcus Shilkunis to the lead of the race, and no one able to retaliate through turn number 8. Shilkunis closes the door, and that's Zain Al Homassani off the track. Oh, that's a disaster. And he's out of this race. He was in a top spot earlier on. He was in 9th, and now he's out of this race on the final lap. Disaster for him. But the race continues, and for Marcus Shilkunis, he's got this one, I think, sealed in the bag, unless Toby Gale can pull that move that he did earlier on here again. No, he can't. Shilkunis closes the door, and it's 2 for 2 once again for Marcus Shilkunis, who crosses the line. He takes a second qualifying heat win from Toby Gale, and Connor Clancy with a much better result this time around. He was 7th in the first qualifying heat. He's 3rd in this one. Toby Gale finishing an impressive 2nd. That's more like it for Toby Gale. Good driving there from all 3 of our top 3 and the rest of the field. Luna Flusha finishes once again in P4. She's not been able to best that result yet. She's still looking for a P3. But these drivers now have one more qualifying heat to go before their final later on today. Marko Shilkunis, though, from Lithuania, is looking to be the favourite going into today. There he is, your 131 on screen, making his way back in towards Parc Fermé. Luna Flusha in tow there. So Shilkunis, Gale and Clancy, your top 3. From Flusha, Nikita Gerasmits, Caden Higgins and Sarah Matsoy, the top 7. Agnostiaris and Danir Islamov. And Jeremy Montgomery Swan running out the top 10. And there you can see the stricken kart of Zain Al Homassani. On the last lap as well, he was battling for P9 after starting in P5. He finishes that one in P20, 15 places down. Big shame for him. There's your top 15. Katrina E with a good run there as well, gaining several positions, finishing in that P15 spot, 8 positions gained. Zachariah Dole finishing in P16. Ella Hakkinen